Something within this bag is pretty interesting, huh? And specifically, if you have seen the title of the video, it's got to do with these guys. So, one second. And would you look at these? These little beauties came from Taobao, so I didn't have to wait for novel keys, and I also didn't want to buy 70 of these. And when it came to acquiring these, Frether, the based man himself, he is also, I think, currently streaming the Fuji 65 build stream. I'll link his Twitch in the description. Most likely it's going to be ended by the time this video goes up, but I hope that you will follow him and take a look at what he has to offer, as he is the one that designed the Saga 68. But yes, the box creams, and in this video, I'll not only go over how they are when I press them stock, but I also will be comparing them to the standard creams that have been out for about 2-3 years now. So without further ado, let's do some testing. In front of the microphone, of course, where I'll be doing some simple little stock press in the front, and also in the microphone to the right or the left here. And I also will be lubing these and taking a look at whether if they receive lube well or not. So, be right back. Alright, we are here in this proper setup, I suppose, with my really scuffed desk mat. And let me get these out of the way first. This is a lubed crystal purple. This is the stock Peacock blue that I meant to release a video on earlier, but since the box creams came in, I decided to use these first. So don't worry, these videos will come out soon, but not now. And here is the star of the show. And these are, I think, Water Kings. Everglide Clear Water Kings or whatever the hell. This one as well. These are very, very interesting, but I will not be covering them in this video. I'll cover them later. Because these are rather new releases, and to me, they feel a little weird. And I'm not sure if it's in a good or bad way. But anyway, you are not here for those. You are here for box creams, another box cream, and of course, to compare, we have standard creams here. And what I'll be doing with these today is literally just like pressing them in front of the microphone and doing the same old sound tests with the acrylic plate. I did read some feedback from the community post that I had linked last week in regards to the Get Around Yellows, or rather this week, I think. I'll be adding some BGM, and I'll be looking into the camera angles, unless if this is what you're looking for. But as of now, because my monitor is on a riser, I don't know if I want to have like an Extendo ARM Turbo 9000 going out and poking my eye out sometime. But I'll see what I can do with this particular setup with the webcam and see if I can maybe buy a stand, or even have something to clip onto while I'm doing something like this. But anyway, further ado, let's just listen to these stock, because I don't want to waste too much of your time, and we shall see how they compare. So let's begin with a box cream, and I'll be doing 2 of them just so I can have a little bit of, see if they're consistent throughout each switch. So switch number 1. Switch number 2. Okay, pretty consistent. Let's see what it sounds like with a keycap on. Alright. Alright, let's compare them to regular creams. Switch number 1. Switch number 2. and let's do them together. Put a keycap on. And here's a back and forth. Okay, so I'd say the conclusion that I can make from this test is for first impressions out of the box. Because box switches are usually like this, I think box creams are, in terms of being out of the bag, they are smoother than your cream, or at least standard cream. However, you must take into context that people usually use Novel Keys creams after they have been broken in quite a bit, and then they will tend to like them a lot more. I remember in my original Everglide video where I first covered like 3 or 4 switches that I particularly gave the cream some shit because of the fact that I said that Novel Keys creams weren't very smooth at all. And I don't think I'm alone in that statement. Hamaji Neo also made a video about it, saying that they were rather, you know, scratchy. But I think both of us failed to recognize that these switches need to be broken in first, rather than being smooth out of the bag. However, if you're looking for a process that does not involve using your switches for about 5,000 years, I'd say box creams out of the bag, first impression for me, actually is not bad. I expected it to be scratchier. I'd say it's not on the level of, say, a stock Everglide, I don't think. But I'd say it's like... I'd say it kind of like... It reminisced me of like a smoother box red or a box black. I don't know. They sound deeper too because of that, you know, the full POM house construction. So let's put these in an acrylic switch tester and see how these sound like. Be right back. So another thing I forgot to mention is that, well, further pointed me in a direction of a switch tester that was 8x13. And let's also got these little legs here, which I'm a massive fan of, so we got ourselves a fancy one here. Look at this, it even has a little cat decal. Oh fuck, you can't see it. Is it a cat? Like if you flip this over, is it a cat or a fucking thing? I don't fucking know. But anyway, it's cool. I'm gonna put the switch literally right here in the middle of all this junk. Okay, so let's try putting the box creams. I'm gonna put it in 2 specific areas. I'm gonna put it, not 1 switch, but 2 switches right, like right here. Got this. 1 spot right here, another one right here. So both creams, or cream types, will be put in these 2 specific spots to eliminate the variable of switches sounding different in different pressure points. So let's just click these, you know, without a cap, with a cap, and then after that lubed, no lube. You get the idea. Becoming a little bit of a pattern now, right? Alright, let's put 2 little keycaps on it. That's just random ones I found. I think these are just like WASD keycaps from like way yesteryear, but it's still a keycap, I suppose. Yeah, I guess this is a standard feel for unlubed box switches. And also, yes, you can lube box switches now. I don't know who keeps perpetuating the myth that you can't lube them anymore because the lube falls out of the hole in the bottom. There is no hole anymore on the bottom. They revised that. Alright, let's get these out and let's try the standard creams real quick. All right, we got the two non-lubed stock standard creams. All right, let's get this shut. Yeah, these are definitely scratchier, but again, break-in period, right? And let's put some keycaps on them. Here's a back and forth. All right, let's lube these. And it just so happens that I have already a lubed cream switch that I didn't use in one of my switch testers, so I'll bring that out real quick. I'm gonna take this apart in front of an iPhone SE 2020 and let you see the internals, by the way, so I'll be right back with that. Okay, as promised, I'm gonna be taking apart one of these kale box creams, or novelties box creams, I suppose. Make sure you have the proper switch opener, because this is not cherry styled, as any kale is. Alright, let's take a look at it inside. Oh, give him a panty shot. Alright, so this is obviously taking influence from the more recent box switches, which is the box silent pink and the box silent browns, which I have a video on, but I don't think it's very good. Internals, just... yeah. We have the standard cream stem here. Is it lubed? No, it's not, and I plan to do so. The box cream is very heavy, as every box like, wait, hold on, 1 second. Okay, box creams are lighter than standard creams. Okay, I totally forgot to point that out. I remember reading that on the website, but anyway. We also have the internals here. Oh, look at that. It does look like there's a bit of lube on the bottom. But why just on the bottom? Okay. Sorry about my fingernail there. I'd rather bite it off today. Looks like it has been lubed. That is very interesting. Is it the same for everyone? Let's take a look. So here it is again. It's weird because the spring isn't lubed or held in place. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So box creams do come lubed. But I'm not sure if they're lubed in the sense that they make a lot of a difference. It almost seems kind of sloppy. But this could be like, you know, early sample Taobao stuff, but I doubt it's going to be much different from how Novelties gets it, so. Okay. I'm going to lube it just to see if it makes a difference anyway, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I got a spring with a donut dip method. Put it in there real quick. So now the spring shouldn't bounce around. I will also lube the spring with a paintbrush. Okay, put the stem on. As you can see, the stem here is glistening. Come on, focus, please. You can tell that the stem has a little bit of lube on it. So I will actually distribute that a little bit with a little bit of Lube 3G. 1 second. Okay, so I usually lube box switches in general. Is that I just lube like any other switch. Just go ham at it. Apply everything. And then I also tend to lube the top housing for box switches as well. Because whether you'd believe it or not, the top housings in here have rails, so I can just lube them here. Look at that. Alright, cool. I don't think I can switch film these. I highly doubt it, so I'm just going to put it back together. Just going to put it back together like so. If I can find the right balance. There it is. And we now have a lubed box cream. Let's give this a shot, yeah. Okay, so we have a unlubed one here, and the one I lubed on camera right here. Let's listen to the stock one more time. Just making sure it's the one. And here is the lubed one. Okay, so the pitch does lower down a little bit. Let's test it with a keycap real quick. So this is a lubed one. Why does it feel weird? I think it's the keycap. And comparing it to a stock one? Question mark? Okay, yeah, there's a difference there. Alright, let me get the acrylic switch tester back up and we'll see how this looks. Alright, so we got a lubed one here and the stock one and a trusty little acrylic stand. Instead of putting them in two different spots, I will be putting them in one single slot to eliminate the variable of different sounds in different positions. So I'll put it right here. Yeah. So I'm going to test it without and with the keycap, of course, and let's see what it sounds like. All right, keycap time. All right. Bruh. Oh my god. When she says it's the first time, and it actually is the first time. All right. Now we do the lubed one. Keycap. Okay. And let's compare it with a standard lubed cream. As you can see here, this is a standard cream. It's got switch film and stuff in it. Let's try how this sounds. I actually kind of like this standard cream better. Let's put a keycap on it and take a listen. It pains me to say it, but I kind of like the standard cream better. All right, let's do the back and forth. Maybe you can draw some comparisons here. All right, so we got Timmy number 1. We got Timmy number 1, but he just drank an entire can of vegetable oil. And we got Timmy number 2. Just waiting to get some attention. So, what do I think of box creams? I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like if you're using a box Switch linear in general, you must have a very niche taste. And it's not saying that I don't have it either. I like box reds, for example. But would I go out of my way and spend $49 to buy 70 of these? No. I would rather get the standard creams and just spring swap them. But because this is just a first impression video, I could be wrong about a lot of things. But this is just kind of saying, this is just me telling my first impressions and how I feel like the box creams. I don't know. It's cool that it looks fucking cool. Like, I'll give it that. And I think that in terms of stock performance, and if you just want a Switch that you can just put into a keyboard and just don't think about, and you like box Switches in general, then go for it, I'd say. But something is bothering me, in which that Lube like helped it a little bit, but I don't know why, but there seems to be this weird sort of tolerance issue, and it's not like I think it's more the box design itself. When I was pressing this specific keycap on the sides, it was binding kind of weird. Not in the sense that the Switch wouldn't go down, but it felt almost like if it had interference. And I'm not sure if that was just the Switch, the stem, it hadn't been broken in yet. I'm pretty sure Theremin and Goat would probably go into this more, but I just don't really know what to think of it at the moment. If you have bought some, I hope you enjoy them, and I hope that they will be at least part of your collection for years to come. But currently for me, I have a gripe with these, and I'm not sure because of the fact that it's because you get 70 for $49 plus shipping and tax, or if it's because of the fact that I didn't expect it to have that little change when I lubed it. Maybe they'll react better to like thicker lubes. Lube 3G is a brainless lube, according to Gazoo. It is more of a thinner lube that just does its job. And just, you know, put a little drip of it, put in the rails, and you're done. I'll be doing some further testing, but it seems like for me at least, I would still go with the standard cream. But I'll be on the lookout for other reviews on YouTube and see how other people like it, because currently I am mixed on these. But yeah, that's all I got for now. A long video, of course, but this is serving the purpose of making sure that I get this first impression out, because, well, I'm lucky to have 2 or 3 of them in my possession right now, and I figured why as well just do a little Switch review on it. If not, just, put the sound test out there and see how it sounds like. Alright, take it easy, and I hope all of you have a good weekend. Just to see the comparison real quick, because this is me realizing I made a massive flaw in the previous upload. I need to check the stem wobble on these, even though it doesn't really matter. So the Silent Pinks, Silent Browns, creams. Ooh, yeah. Actually, no, the creams are a little bit more stable.